Hi, it's Rob Wachter with the Wachter Group, J Park Carolina Living Realty, and we are here today for this month's edition of Senior Living Options in Charlotte. Today we are going to be at the Blake at Baxter Village, and in a minute I'm going to introduce you to their executive director. But I want to say thanks for watching this. If you're watching this live, please be prepared to put questions in the chat. If you have any about this community or anything related to what we're talking about today, we'll answer those. If you're watching this in a recording, just do the same thing and we'll have someone get back to you with the answers to those questions. And before I forget today, I want to thank Mel Birch, who is our cameraman today, who you won't see, but is doing a fantastic job for us. So today, again, we're going to introduce now Rita Hill, who is the executive director here at the Blake at Baxter Village. And we're going to talk about one of Fort Mill's premier retirement destinations. Thanks very much for joining us today. Could you tell us a little bit about the Blake?
Yes, thanks for coming, Rob. We do think we're one of the premier senior living services in the Fort Mill area. We are fortunate. We have cottages that are independent. We have assisted living if you need a little more help, and we have memory care assisted living. So we kind of have everything on the gamut that you may need in your senior years.
Wow, so you have a variety of those options.
Correct.
Well, that's great. Tell me a little bit about the area around here. You know, I hear Baxter Village a lot. What is Baxter Village?
Baxter Village is a wonderful place to live. It's a multi-generational community. You often see people with their golf carts, walking their dogs, kids. There are pools, there are walking trails. So I think we're really fortunate to be within the larger community that we reside in, because it also offers amenities to our residents. Our folks in the independent living cottages have access to the pools. They do music in the park in the summer, which is lovely, and we can go to those. We just did Boo at the Blake and had trick-or-treaters.
That's awesome.
That was a fun night. So it's not just the Blake, but it's the larger community that we live in that makes it so nice as well.
Great. So how long has the Blake been here?
The Blake actually opened up on July 8th, 2019, and we were off to a grand start, and like the rest of the world, COVID hit in March, and so we slowed down a little, but we are going great guns now.
Great. Well, it's a beautiful community. Just walking up, it seems very elegant, very stately. So I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to take a tour. Would you give us a tour and tell us a little bit about the community as we go?
Let's go.
Go ahead.
So what I love about the Blake is that when we were built and conceived, we really look more like a resort. We don't look like a traditional assisted living. And that was important to us because we want people to have beautiful things, great experiences, wonderful food. And if you noticed when you pulled up, nowhere on the outside of our building did it say assisted living. It just says the Blake at Baxter. So another place that we really enjoy and our residents enjoy is our fireplace area as you come off the lobby. It's a great place to gather. It's a fireplace which runs 365 days a year, even in August. But it's also a great place. I love to come out here at about 2 in the afternoon and hear all the gossip and what's going on. We do have a large dining room that our residents are in, and we are going to kind of go through and out to the courtyard to show you another favorite spot.
So for those that aren't seeing it, the dining room is expansive and it's elegant, and there's tons of table service such settings. We're not going to show them to you today just for the privacy of the residents that are dining right now. But now we're going to come out to the courtyard. So tell us about your courtyard.
So the courtyard's a great place. It is safe, and if you want to come out in the evening and have a glass of tea or chat or read, it's within the confines of the building. It's also fun. We play cornhole, we do ladder ball. It's fun to come out and have lunch out here, and it's just another extra spot that you can enjoy within the building.
Great. So can families come and spend time with their family members that might live here out here?
Absolutely. Families are welcome anytime. We have a concierge that is present from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. But if you come after hours, you can ring the bell and then you can come on in. Staff will let you in. But we're very wide open. We want families to participate and come and hang out with us. We love for people to go out and about, go on travels, and we just want to be another apartment but with amenities, and the amenities have to be great.
That's excellent. We're going to come back into the building here, and we're going to take a walk down and see some of the amenities that are inside the building. But one of the things that I noticed is just how clean and modern it looks, as opposed to, some communities that might be a little more dated.
I think one of the things that they did really well is very well lit. It's a cloudy day, but it's still bright. And on a sunny day, the whole building kind of lights up. I love that there are wide hallways. All of our pictures, if you have noticed, are all of Fort Mill, which I love that because we do have a lot of folks that grew up in Fort Mill that live with us.
For those of you who aren't familiar with Fort Mill is a suburb community of Charlotte, just south of the city of Charlotte, in the northernmost tip, I guess you would say, of South Carolina.
So we're going to hang to the left, and I want to show you two other features that we have. So in this area, we have physical therapy, occupational and speech. And what's nice about it is that's something that is taken care of through Medicare, so it's not an additional cost to a family member.
I bet it's very reassuring to families to have on-site services like this so that they don't have to arrange transportation and they can get to know the people and feel like they're at home there.
And it's a plus for us too because our therapy feels like our staff. We have a great relationship, and it works for our folks that live in the cottages as well. This is another feature. It's our beauty salon, which of course we all love, and it's a great place to hang out and hear the gossip as well.
Well, I'm sure it also makes the residents just feel like home and feel like they're taking care of themselves and feeling their best, right? Because it's important for folks in
Absolutely.
a community as they age to feel their best.
Absolutely. And we wanted to provide as many services as possible. We have a dry cleaner that picks up dry cleaning weekly. We have different singers and musicians that come in, and anything we can bring in to make it easier and better for the residents, that's what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. We're heading out in the hallway here, and I notice something on this wall that is looks like a tribute to veterans. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, this is our Veterans Wall. We're really proud of it. We got it set up this summer and actually dedicated it in May. And we had a lovely service with family and residents. And every time somebody moves in that is in the military, we'll put their picture up.
That's a terrific tribute to those people that protect our freedoms. Okay.
So now we're going to take you upstairs to the fun spots.
Okay.
So we always have a calendar out of all the activities that are going on for the month. So if a family happens to pop in, they can see it. We also have a weekly calendar and a daily calendar available so that everybody knows what's happening.
So by looking at this calendar, it would appear that there's something to do almost every day.
Absolutely, that's our goal. Our goal is to have some kind of plan and some kind of socialization every day for every resident. And it can be a one-on-one where I go and sit and talk with somebody. We have a cup of coffee because they don't do big activities, but they love the company. It can be that we take people out shopping. So whatever that want is, we try to fulfill.
Great. I'm hearing a kind of a theme that I think you might be talking about a little bit more soon is really catering to the individual resident and their whole person as opposed to fitting them into your routines.
Absolutely. It's all about individuality. That's what I would want for myself as well. And this lovely lady is Diana Brom. She is our sales director, and she's going to share some information with you as well.
Welcome to the Blake. I am so excited. I'm glad that I have this opportunity. Typically, I will be the person that you would meet if you're coming in to tour, but if I'm not available, you always have Rita. And she's operations. She does it all, so she's great. She's a great host. So I wanted to start by showing you our activities area. We're very focused on resident-driven activities. Resident-driven, driven residents.
So what I'm seeing is a variety of different activities. I see puzzle boxes, and I also see a kitchen. So tell me, do people use the kitchen here, or do they have families come and use it with them?
Well, the kitchen is wonderful because people come in with recipes or they've been cooking all their life. So this is an opportunity for residents to maybe cook with a staff member and share it with residents. And we have puzzles and books, but we pride ourselves on having very high intellectual activities or bingo. Not everybody loves bingo. And also, we do have this great board. It's called the board. So if it's downtime, it's in the evening, and you want something to do, you can pick up some of these brain activities or puzzles and, entertain yourself. But again, it's all resident driven. So if someone wants to do mahjong or bridge, or if we don't have a particular activity, our job is to make it happen. And that's even indoor, outdoor, the same thing. If they want to go to a museum, restaurant, they tell us where they want to go and we make it happen.
That's awesome. And I see a real focus on the brain type activities. And I think is it really important for seniors to keep their minds and brains working?
Absolutely. With people living longer, we really focus on cognitive, and also explaining how important it is to hydrate and drink a lot of water. So that when you think about all the activities that we do, if they're intellectual or if you're doing crosswords or playing bridge, it's all helping your cognitive.
Excellent. So what's next here?
Okay, we are going to the theater now. So if you want to be a movie star, this is your moment. So this is our theater. And I'm going to turn the lights on, maybe make it a little brighter for you so you can see. Now, this is a great area. We do have scheduled matinees and evening movies, but it's open to the families. So we have a ton of DVDs. We also have Netflix. So if a family wants to come in with their loved one, they can have the theater to themselves and use it.
Great. Do you play sporting events and the Panthers games here too?
Absolutely. We're, Super Bowl parties. We love to party here at the Blake.
Speaking of party, I heard something about a wedding being participated in from here?
Absolutely. We have a resident that her family is in Connecticut, and her great-granddaughter was getting married, and she wasn't able to go, so they did a live stream. She invited other residents and had like a social party here in the theater. And we did that with another resident as well. The great-grandmother wasn't able to go to the wedding here in the Carolinas, so the great-granddaughter came in her wedding gown, and her husband was a Marine. They came and they did a second little reception here in our activities room.
That really shows a commitment to supporting residents at a holistic level you don't hear a lot about.
Well, it's all about the purpose of a resident. We don't expect someone to leave their home and then their life changes. Yes, this is a turning point, but we still don't want them to lose who they are.
So, speaking of that change, we're about to see an assisted living apartment here. Is that right? Could you tell us a little bit about the features and benefits of that?
Absolutely. This is our smallest unit. We do have larger ones as well, but this is set up as a model. It's very cozy. I think a lot of people come in and say, oh, I want to see, I tell them I have the smallest unit available, and they come in and they're like, wow, this is great. You have your sitting area at the Blake, your internet and your cables included. So there is an outlet on this wall, obviously, where you see a TV. And we also have another outlet on this wall as well if you want to watch TV from your bedroom. We love our closet space.
That's a huge closet.
It is. And I love that you can control your own heating and air conditioning. Some people like it hot, and most of the time they really like it very, very warm. One of my favorite spots, believe it or not, is the bathroom, ladies' room, men's room. I feel like it's very spacious. Showers are very open, and the shower chair is very soft and comfortable. And if you don't need it, you can just prop it up. So that's it. And it's very easy access if you're transferring from a wheelchair. Our sinks are wheelchair accessible. You even have your medicine cabinet So, you know, the building's new, so they did a lot of nice touches. They did the barn door for our bathroom door, which is safer, and it saves on space as well. Love the high ceilings. So we really, you know, the Blake really thought things through.
The video really doesn't do it justice with the size of the room. It's much bigger.
Yeah, and I notice everything here is so clean. So tell me, is cleaning part of the package?
Absolutely. With your rent, you do get your 3 meals a day. You have housekeeping, deep cleaning once a week. They remove your trash daily, and they make your bed daily. So, you know, we can do your laundry as well. So it's basically whatever the resident is needing. But I want to stop you right there because this is a huge feature. A lot of communities have dorm fridges, and we have a full fridge, and residents love their ice cream. And they also love their wine. So we have both.
Thank you for that tour. All right.
Welcome.
And now we're going to head out to one of the independent living cottages, I believe. So we're going to have to take a little bit of a walk. But as we walk through here, I think you're going to notice just how homey a lot of the residents make this community.
We do like for them to decorate. We like them to individualize their doors. We are white and bright, but we love color. So I love this hallway. We have several ladies that have really decorated their outside of their doors in a really beautiful way, which is nice. And it speaks to them and their individuality.
Again, there's that word again. I think it's really important to when you're making a move like that, to feel like you're not losing yourself, right? Because that's got to be one of the most challenging things that somebody thinks about when trying to make a move, you know, because it's already going to be a traumatic and life-changing event.
Correct. You give up a lot to come here, so we want to give a lot. And we want you to have a lot of personal freedoms and the abilities to make a place your own. So we're going to go down the steps right here to the right and head to the cottage.
We're just trying to save some time on this, so this is obviously not where residents and families typically come up and down the stairs, but it's going to bring us right outside to the part of the campus that has the independent living cottages. And
we have a chariot awaiting us.
we have a chariot awaiting. Fortunately, it's not raining. We were thinking that it might be, but
This is our van, and I wanted to share with you just a little bit. We do a little bit of everything. We do fun trips. We have folks that go shopping at Harris Teeter every Friday because of the kitchenettes, and sometimes we just take a drive and go through Wendy's and get a Frosty.
I love that. That's the second or third time ice cream has come up as a popular feature and activity.
And this is Bill, our driver. Hi.
Bill, thanks for the quick ride here.
Bill, how are you today? I am doing good.
So as you can see, this bus is not just a small little van. This is got accessibility for people with mobility challenges, wheelchairs, but lots of room too. Definitely good for outings and making people feel like they're valued and can get together and go do things. So as we're driving this little route, I'm noticing there's quite a bit of privacy here with the trees. And can you tell us a little bit about the campus itself and where it's located?
So we're located right in Baxter Village. We're next to the urgent care if somebody needs a landmark. And what's nice is we back up to the woods, and on the other side of our building we have 4 more cottages. So we actually have 8 in total.
Great. Well, I'm really excited to show this cottage because when you think of retirement, independent living, this is not what you normally would think of. We're going to come in the back side, and the first thing you're going to notice is a spacious 2-car garage. So what that tells me is obviously residents are encouraged to have independence in their own automobiles. Is that correct?
Correct. When we talk about the cottages, they are totally independent. Generally, you're going to see one car and one golf cart, which is fun because it's a golf cart community. But we do want you to be as independent as you can be.
Great. All right. And we're going to go through the garage right into the back of the house, and it looks like we're entering into a breezeway with a laundry room. And I'm assuming that appliance-wise, things like that, everything we see is included. Is that correct?
Correct. All appliances are included. There's a pocket door right here if you want to shut that off while you're doing laundry. You have company, it's a little noisy. As you can see, we have a full kitchen, full fridge, pantry. And what I love about this is how open it is. We have our dining room, living room area, kitchen, where everybody can kind of see everybody. I love our hardwoods.
Oh, the hardwoods are high-end and gorgeous. And what I'm noticing is this really promotes kind of community togetherness with the family, the high-end quartz. I mean, it's really nice the way this is all put together.
I think so. I think it's light and bright. I love the high ceilings. And again, when you look at the design, even the windows that are up high, on a sunny day, these are beautiful. And check out our master. Our master has a beautiful shower with subway tiles. Again, we stick with the white theme. It's beautiful and bright.
And that frameless glass is very classy.
It is. It kind of hides. You don't even notice it's there. Mm-hmm. And then we have a very spacious closet.
That is a very deep closet.
Ladies love.
And we can add more shelves.
Yeah. I keep going up to the ceilings. I can't believe how tall it is.
So what this is telling me that when folks move in here, there are probably some downsizing to do if they've been in their home a long time, but they're not really giving up their home. They're just relocating it. I tell people all the time to remember the home goes with you. The house or the cottage is just the vessel for that.
I love that. We're going to actually steal that saying. No, it's true. We want you to bring the things that are most precious to you, that make you feel familiar and comfortable. And I think in our cottages, you can, unless you have a huge house, I think you can bring most of what you have. We also have no problem if you want to put up shelves, hang paintings, pictures, that's fine as well.
Mm-hmm.
Rita, I think you should speak to, well, you know, the cottage isn't that small. It's 1,500 square feet, but I really want to speak to the fact of the relationships that all the neighbors have. Mm-hmm. They get together, they have happy hour. If they want to be private, they can, but it's nice that they have, you know, that relationship and community to have fun, because we have fun at the Blake.
We kind of laugh because we say the Sutton Road cottages, they're our happy hour group, and about 5 o'clock you'll see all the garage doors go up and the chairs go out and some of the family members come in, and then there's wine and beer. If we can walk over, we can't drink unfortunately or fortunately, but we walk over and chat with them. It's wonderful because it's normal. That's what we want people to feel, normal, whether it's in assisted living, whether it's a cottage, it's home.
Now, you mentioned having a little bit of a party going on there. So is there any benefits that go with having this cottage as far as cleaning things up or taking care of it?
Yes, it's really a great lifestyle because we want you to do, only thing we want you to worry about is what to wear and where to go. We have a wonderful service that comes in every other week that cleans the houses thoroughly, and we also will take care of any issues you have. If your refrigerator is not working, we're going to get a new one. If something's making a noise, we're going to figure it out. All of that we take care of. So all your utilities are included but phone, and that's a huge benefit. You don't have to worry about different groups to go to. Everything's kind of one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm. Well, great. Well, thank you so much for this tour today and telling us about the Blake at Baxter Village. We're going to wrap up here and take a seat on the couch for just a minute, and we're going to see if we have questions from the audience. And again, if you're watching this and you have questions and you're watching the recording, go ahead and still put the question in the chat. We will get to you individually and get those questions answered. So we're going to take a second and ask our cameraman what kind of questions may have come in so far.
Well, we have a couple of questions. The first one is, what is the price range?
So price range is the first question.
So our price range is going to start out at about $49.95 and go all the way up to about $7,300, depending on whether it's a cottage, an apartment, whether you have levels of care. So there's a whole package that we look at, and everybody's individual. So what I would say is call Diana. Let her sit down with you individually, then pick the room you like, and then we go from there and can give you exact figures before you make your final decision.
Great. Again, more of the theme of everything's customized individually to the individual person. Okay. What other questions might we have?
There's another one that actually asks, what are the ways to be able to pay for it?
Good question. So what are the ways to be able to pay for that?
That is a good question. So we are an independent business, but we have folks that use long-term care insurance, like Travelers. There's many different kind, Genworth. We also have folks that are veterans, and there is some benefits for folks that are veterans living in assisted living. We are not the experts in either of those insurance types, but we will connect you to the people that are, so you can see if you qualify.
So there are partnerships and potentially ways to help with that.
Correct.
Okay. Do we have any other questions, Mel?
Don't see so far.
Okay. I had one question that had come up on my feed is pets. Are pets allowed?
Pets are allowed. We like them to be under 25 pounds, and that can be tough if you're used to having a giant lab, but we try to be practical. We know that pets are really important. There is a pet fee when you come aboard, and then a small monthly fee of $20 ongoing, because if we have to replace carpet or anything like that, and then you have to be able to something we don't do the care, but you're allowed to bring them.
Well, that certainly makes sense.
Yeah.
And one other question I had or came up was about the smoking policy.
We are a smoke-free campus. We don't seem to have too much of a problem with that, but if anybody asks, it is a smoke-free campus.
Great. That's important to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Great. Mel, is there anything else on the question list? Okay, great.
What type of deposit do you require?
We have a question about the deposit. What kind of deposit required, and what's the structure on that?
So we do have a deposit. We actually do a $1,500 deposit, and when you do that deposit, it means within about the next 2 weeks you're going to make that move. And Diane, do you have anything to add to that?
Then after that, the total deposit is $3,000, but you can start with your $1,500. You do all the paperwork, and then you will give us the rest of the deposit. But the entrance fee is a total of $3,000. It's a one-time, non-refundable fee.
Dana, could you speak to what the rent terms are and things like that?
Sure. In the cottage, it's a 12-month lease. And then on your 13th month, you make a decision if you want to move out or give your 30 days. In assisted living and memory care, regulations are it's a 14-day notice for any community. So it's month to month.
Great. Well, Diana, and thank you very much for that part of the tour. And Rita, we appreciate you hosting us today. And if you've been watching this has been the Blake at Baxter Village on this month's edition of Senior Living Options in the Charlotte area. And I'm Rob Wachter, and thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.